Far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this: toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves. So, for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation of women is not what they want.
Well. She basically is telling the truth. But I'm gonna let this play one more time. Let me let it play again. Let's let it play again.
In my chest, there are far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this: toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves. So, for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation of women is not what they want. I say this with my chest: there are far more women struggling to find love in relationships than men. Yes, I agree, bad men exist, but these men are created, not born. And I'll tell you what's causing this: toxic feminism. What feminism does is simultaneously teach women to detest masculine traits in men, but cultivate them in themselves. So, for instance, a man that cheats is trash, but a woman who cheats is a bad bitch. Or a man that sexualizes women is misogynistic, but a woman should sell her nudes online and she's a bad bitch. But the biggest problem with feminism is that it makes women reject their feminine traits. So they no longer want to be loyal or nurturing. As a result, we're breeding a generation of men who no longer aspire to provide, protect, and most importantly, respect women because they can access them and replace them. So yes, men are struggling to find love, but it might be because this generation.
All right. Okay. Now, as we've heard, you know, that's the reason why she hates feminism, and she has a right to, because it gives hypocrisy. You're giving, basically, it went from women having legitimate equal rights to I want the right to be a whore, but the man has to still keep his traditional attributes. Okay, just like she said. Okay, a man could be shamed for objectifying women, but a woman selling her nudes online is a bad bitch. Okay, that makes no sense. All right, you shame men for objectifying you, but you want the right to objectify yourself, but you don't want men to look at you. No. All right, if you want to be looked upon as a respectable woman, you must act respectably. Just like a man must be treated, taken seriously, he must be respectful. Okay, that's what's called equality. But in this day and age, you know, women who are feminists want equality, but none of the responsibility. And this is why you have men not wanting to get married. You have men that don't want to settle down anymore because of the risk of the fact that if I make a commitment to this woman and marry her, she can easily say, I don't love you anymore. Or the fact that if I'm corrected by my husband, I could always leave and divorce him and take half of his stuff. That's the problem. Okay? I think marriage is a great thing, but it takes two people to make it work. And both people have to be putting in the work. That's the issue here. And it has to be respect on both sides. Meaning, if you're in a committed relationship, you are not on OnlyFans. And if your man tells you get off OnlyFans or the relationship is over, you comply, or you just enjoy OnlyFans being single. And I will say also this, men, don't be trying to manage your OnlyFans page. No, that's simp crap. It's over. She's willing to show herself off as a cheap Happy Meal to a bunch of strangers. It's over. Go through the loneliness, let it go. You'll find somebody new. But this woman has a right to hate feminism, because you know why? Because feminism is killing women's choices in good men, because good men don't want to be dragged through the ringer. And that's the thing too. I never understood, especially with black women taking on feminism, when feminism has a lot of racist underpinnings to it. That's the thing. There were slave masters who were women, who were feminists. Okay? You see, feminists want to be equal to their white counterparts. All right? But they didn't want black women to have that same equality with their black man. Okay? Also, white women get paid more than black women. But you don't see white feminists fighting for that equality. You don't see that. But yet you will still join feminism. I don't get it. It's just dumb. And basically, feminism is just trying to dominate men. It's gender supremacy. That's what it is. Well, you men have done it. No. We're not in the dark ages. We're not in the old age times where women were getting beat up and they had nowhere else to go. Okay, so you got to give it a rest. All right. Just give it a rest. We're in the present era now. And it's killing women's chances of getting a good husband, a good man to take him seriously. Because feminism is really, a woman that doesn't believe in traditional roles, doesn't believe in traditional roles for herself, but the man has to be traditional. That's not right. That's not fair. Okay? Basically it. They want 50-50. Okay, well, you're paying for the date. How about that? I don't pay for the first date, since we're going to have it this way. We're going to have it this way. You pay for the first date. How about that? You see how their face changes. All right? But this woman was right, because it's basically, breeding a bunch of men that don't want to get married. What for? To get brought through the ringer, or to deal with somebody who's insufferable? What for? It makes no sense. Okay, it makes no sense at all. Because why would I put myself in a meat grinder? Why would I literally walk into a burning house? Not to put it out with water, but just to stay in it. Why? It makes no sense. And women are seeing it, the ones who are not feminists, is killing their chances of getting a man. And most men don't want to get married now. Marriage rates have dropped. I don't know if people have checked it out. Marriage rates have dropped. Okay? Even the fact that with sperm banks now, that I have heard that they're running a shortage on sperm. And now, sad to say, with this feminism, women are gonna, be the wolf in sheep's clothing. They're gonna try to find a way to get children, to get money. This is sad. This is what's happening. Okay, because they know they can't get men. There's a shortage in men wanting to get married, and you will have these women that are feminists that understand that I'm getting older. I need some security. I don't love men, but I need their money and their resources. So I'm going to pretend to be that genuine girl that he wants, so I can get his resources. And this is sad. This is a really sad case of how things are going right now. And unfortunately, some of these women who do this, they end up making a headline. They end up in the grave. That's all I got to say about this. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this? Do you think it's true that feminism is breeding distrust of women from men, and very few men want to get married? All right. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.